If I had been a better planner, I would have been rotting in the ground for 14 years now. I would have been rotting in the ground as a baby. I would have been given no chance. So you ask me who's responsible to pay for it. I don't know, it's not me. Maybe it's the school's insurance. Maybe it's definitely the school when they cover it up intentionally over and over. You say we can sue a teacher who's done this, but I invite you to find a lawyer that will take that case. So I want to open saying I find it really interesting that the people who were so caring about this bill that they cast a vote against it didn't want to look me in the face and tell me how much I'm worth. I'm interested. What's the number? If I had died when I was 16, if I had had better practice at tying a noose, my family would have paid for the casket. My family would have paid for the funeral. My family would have paid for the headstone. My family would have paid for their ongoing recovery, whether it be medication, therapy, whatever it may be.
Positions against the bill today that are not wishing to testify, and I'm not gonna call them, not gonna point them out, but they have reason to be concerned about the bill. These are our school administrators and school boards and school groups who are rightfully concerned about what this means financially for a school district.
As an adult, we have a responsibility to do the right thing, even if it's the harder thing to do, even if it's self-sacrificing. That means a superintendent has the responsibility, if not as a superintendent, just as a decent human, to tell the truth to the police when a child's being abused. The superintendent who lied to the police about me is making about $200,000 a year as a superintendent at another school. If a dog pees in the floor and you don't do anything, it keeps peeing in the floor. You can send it to your friend's house, it'll pee in the floor there. If no one does anything, the whole place smells like piss, and that's what's happening in Texas. There's a 10-year-old girl in a classroom right now, and no one is telling her that puberty will come with being seen as an object of sex, to be molded and formed into the perfect object for a 30-something-year-old man. He will work on her for years to get her just right. And it should not be the responsibility of the students who have gone through this to make these testimonies. We say we don't want to bankrupt the taxpayers, but you're looking at a taxpayer. Representative Leach, I have so much respect for you, and with that respect, I want to combat something you said the other day. You said the states around us are locking down on this a little better than us and we need to catch up. But none of us seem to understand the reality of the size of this problem. We don't need to catch up. We need to lead. We need to do more. We need to clarify what the hell is grooming? Who knows? Who can raise their hands right now and say, when you see this happen, this is the time to call the police? No one can do that. Nobody knows. Something's got to give, and I'm not asking for it to give for me. I'm fortunate enough to be able to pay for what I need. I'm fortunate enough to have someone watch my kid while I come here. I'm fortunate enough to have friends listen to me bitch about this day after day after day and still encourage me. But most people who have been through the things I've been through are not. So 4 days from now, 5 days from now, I want you to think about this moment and think, man, I would still be listening to testimony if all of them had lined up out the door, wouldn't I? Because that's the reality. You couldn't pack us in this room. You couldn't pack us down the hall. You couldn't pack us in 5 more rooms. It's everywhere. She is a taxpayer. Alternatively, she might be married to the teacher who groomed her. Start looking around in Texas public schools. Start looking at how many of them marry their students. And then the school hires the students on as a teacher. Small schools, it's common. It's not unheard of, it's not uncommon. We think that might be the worst case scenario, but the worst case scenario is in 8 short years, that 10-year-old may be dead. I want you to look her in the eyes and tell her how much she's worth. Because I was 10 years old one time. No one told me what was coming for me. No one helped me avoid it. And when the time came for reckoning, the reckoning was mine to bear. Everything's bigger in Texas, and that includes our pedophile in school problem. It's not something to be proud of, but it is the truth, and it needs to be put on the table and fixed. So we're here to decide who's responsible. And you know what? If that's me, I can take it. If you want to tell me it's me, I can take that, because I've taken that my whole life. But don't tell me it's the responsibility of a 10-year-old sitting in a classroom today to pay for her abuse when you have the ability to do something about it now.
Oh, Callie, thank you. Thank you for your testimony and your courage. You are truly a badass, Callie. You really are. I've never ever
Make sure
said
that's
that.
written down in record.
I've never,
certificate.
I've never said that. But I mean it. You are, and you make me want to run through a wall on this issue.